Hi guys, and today I'm going to discuss, in my personal opinion, what Gaijin is trying to try out with this event. As you guys know, whenever there's an event, like an actual event that you can take part in, like this one here in April 1st, this event is interesting, but it's really interesting not because of the game mode of the event, but what I personally think they will be experimenting on. So we're gonna go through a couple things. First of all, definitely they're trying to see if they could make a new game mode for ground. That's interesting, but I mean, personally, this event to me is very boring. I can already see the endless grind on picking up parts and upgrading your vehicles. Not something I like. This is definitely not an event I would enjoy if it was an actual game mode within the actual game, and I would not like it. Let me start off with the very obvious one, and that is flags here. These do move if you play the event, and you can check it out. They are physical 3D modeled with wind physics, quote unquote, like the flag flatters in the wind. So that could be a thing that could come to ground. There are certain vehicles in real life that do have flags, like they have flagpoles as an option. So we could see that definitely coming into War Thunder. Maybe as like a customization thing. We'll see, but that is a possibility. Now, the biggest thing I'm gonna focus on, guys, okay? And that is this modification section here. So as you can see, we have like, here's the BTR, right? Just the BTR itself with some armor at the front. This is the Hungarian BTR if you don't know from which model they're using. And as you notice that this one has more side armor on the side. And this one removes the side armor, but you get a rocket pod. And then this one gets both the side armor and the rocket pod. Right, and there's different names. Armadillo, Solid Armadillo, Strong Armadillo, and Powerful Armadillo. And same thing here, we have the Rhino, Solid Rhino, Strong Rhino, Powerful Rhino. You know, it has a small gun, cage armor, bigger gun, and cage armor. What do I mean by this? We could, in the future, see dynamic armor in War Thunder. For those of you who don't know, especially with the Ukraine war, there's a lot of field modifications to vehicles. BMP ones would be the most notorious vehicles to have upgrades. Remove the turret, strap a ZSU-23 gun on it. Strap the BMP M1 turret onto anything, you know, T-72 chassis. Like, there's a lot of options there. And maybe in the future we might have modifications in the game for certain vehicles where you could strap on like a rocket pod into the BTR as a modification. Again, it's all just my freaking predictions, so, but it would be quite interesting to have, like, for example, BMP1 with a bunch of, you know, sled armor or like, you know, cage armor around it against heat weapons. That would be quite interesting in my opinion. Also, like, you know, it would be goofy to have like a BMP1 with a with a helicopter rocket pad strapped to the back. Again, it's interesting. But that's really it. These are my personal opinion what Gaijin is testing. But yeah, I like this concept. This sort of like preset armor layout and weapon layout is quite interesting. As you can see here with the Rhino, we can get cage armor. And this would make sense. I mean, if you Google the Leopards, the Canadian Leopards, they all have cage armor. It would make sense to have a modification where you could select to remove it or keep it, like with the Abrams' SEP ERA kits. Something like that. But more to do with the guns in this case rather than the armor, because you see we would go from a small caliber Rhino to a bigger caliber Rhino, and same thing with the BTR. BTR with an autocannon, BTR with a rocket pod, sorry. It's an interesting concept. I would definitely love to see that, but again, it would be hard to implement it, because how do you justify the BTR having a rocket pad in the Russian tactic but not the Hungarian tactic, for example? Or why, for example, the Russian T-72 M1 export variant has cage armor but not the German one or the Italian one? Like, you see, like, I don't know. It would be interesting, but we would have to see. Quite an interesting idea. That's really it, guys. A short rant, nothing complex. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.